Yeah, Mr. Egg, otherwise known as Phil, and I am the boss of this bar, Le Pub, here on Soy Diamond. A lot of people ask me for advice. They're thinking of coming to Pattaya, maybe retiring or moving here, buying a bar, buying a business here, and asking me for my advice. And I always point them in the direction of my members area. I have a members area of the channel. It's a pay-per-view, only £2 a month, so not too expensive, and there's lots of extra content on there, and part of it is a 9-part box set on owning a bar, buying a bar or a business here in Thailand, or in fact anywhere in Pattaya. I recorded it during the pandemic, and it's kind of just sat there, but I revisited it recently. I had a look, and do you know what? It's still relevant today, and it's great content. So I thought what I'd do is I'd put the first part of that box set up into the public so people can get a taste for it. If you're interested, subscribe to the channel from only £2 a month, and you can see all the other parts. There's bits about Mama San's, cashiers, licenses, legal matters, money, location, all sorts of things that you have to look at if you're thinking of buying a bar here. So this is the first part. Be reminded, it was recorded about 3 years ago. I think I look a little bit more handsome, if that is possible. So enjoy this, and at the end of the video I'll give you some details about how to join and become a member, where you can watch everything else. Hello, it's Mr. Egg here. Welcome to the first part of a 10-part series called Owning a Bar here in the membership area of Le Pub Pattaya YouTube channel. So many people ask me, Phil, can you give some tips and advice about having your own bar, what it costs, where's the best places to have it, how do you deal with the police, and all these sort of things. So I thought I'd make it into a little 10-part series. We're going to be releasing one video every week or so up till the 10 weeks. So thanks for joining in. The episodes are going to be like this. The first one, this episode today, the first one will be called Is It For Me? Second, number 2 will be the location, finding a bar, the size of the bar, the type of bar, etc. We'll be looking at legal matters in the third episode. Episode 4 will be about marketing and social media. Episode 5, staff. Episode 6, upfront costs. 7, daily problems and daily routines in running the bar. Things like power cuts, the police, Buddha days, all these sort of daily problems that you get every day. Number 8, we'll be looking at the accountancy side, and also planning on customers, prices, and making sure that you end up every month with a profit, fingers crossed. Number 9, we'll be looking at design of bar and also possible refurbishments. And then on the last episode, I'll be inviting some of my friends. So I'll be having a designer who designed my logo and some of the social media posts that I do. We'll be having somebody who's good at building bars, a plumber, an electrician, a sign writer, all these people. I'll actually be interviewing them and introducing you to them. So those are the 10 episodes. Let's kick off with episode 1, Is It For Me? So, is it for me? I'm sure you've heard the old saying, oh, if you want to make a big pile of money in Pattaya, start off with an even bigger pile. Ha 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 ha. And you hear this negativity about owning bars in social media, in Pattaya forums, even with just talking to people. And let's be honest, there are a lot of people that have invested a lot of money and failed. So in my opinion, I have this very, very strange, and some people think very negative point of view about bars. And it's this: no matter where the bar, no matter where it is in the world, all bars fail eventually. And I'm thinking of TQ Bar, Tahitian Queen on Beach Road. That's been going since the 1970s, so that's like 50 years. And it's failing. Yes, it's took 50 years, and it's probably going to be around for another 20, 30 or 40 years. So that's going to be a 90-year failure. But eventually it will close. Now, some bars last a week, some bars last a month, some bars last a year, some do 10 years, etc., etc. But interestingly,
in my opinion, all bars fail eventually. And what you have to do is to make sure that your bar fails really, really slowly. But never forget to have an exit strategy when you're setting up your bar. I'm going to tell you 2 words that you must remember if you're thinking of buying a bar or running a bar over here. And actually, these 2 words mean just as much if you're thinking of just retiring here or moving here, you know, with a lump sum. Maybe you've come into some money, or you've sold the family silver or whatever, or you've just come here to live in Pattaya as an expat. And those 2 words are self-discipline. It's really, really important to have self-discipline in your life, with money, with girls, and with alcohol, and with other things as well. But generally, those 3 things are the most important. And of course, in your business, you need self-discipline as well. If you're looking at getting into a bar and buying a bar, you need to kind of look in the mirror and take a look at yourself. And I know this is difficult, and I don't like being judgmental either. But what kind of person are you? Now, naturally, if you're somebody that's been in the hospitality industry, maybe you've been front counter somewhere dealing with the public all the time, or even worked in pubs and clubs like I did in the UK or wherever you're from, then that's going to be a huge advantage. Although I would say any kind of management skills and management style that you pick up probably won't really make much difference, and you might have to forget a lot of those when you come to running a bar in Thailand. But it's not just people from the hospitality industry that can do well over here. Think about if you bring anything to the table, any kind of skills that you've already got that you could use. Now, for example, somebody who's good at IT, knows his way around a computer, be really good at social media. Somebody that's got a big social media presence, maybe big on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, that's going to be a huge plus. Somebody maybe that's a plumber or an electrician, those people are great as well, because those are practical things that are always going wrong in bars. Trust me on that one. Or maybe you've been in the music business, you've been a DJ, so you know about playlists, setting music, what kind of music to play. All those sort of things are really skills that you can bring to the table. So don't worry if you don't have any hospitality experience. You can still bring positives and make your bar work. Now, this episode is called Is It For Me? So we're going to have to look at you, look in the mirror, and number 1, see what kind of personality you are, and secondly, what kind of skills you might be able to bring into a business like running a bar or being a part shareholder. Now, I don't like being judgmental, so this bit of the episode is a bit, well, not a bit difficult for me, but I can kind of generalize about the people that tend to make their bars fail quicker than others. And I'm talking, of course, firstly, about people who are habitual alcoholics and drunkards. Now, alcoholism is a very serious matter, and I don't make fun of it. But if you're the type of person that gets up in the morning and has to have a drink and goes out and spends all his day in the bar getting drunk, maybe not a very nice drunk, because there are people that get drunk and they're perfectly fine, they just get sleepy or they get silly, but there are those people that really aren't very sociable to be around when they've had a few drinks. If you're that sort of person, next time you come in the bar, I'll buy you a drink, I'll refund your membership money. Don't buy a bar, because I can guarantee you your bar will fail, and will fail pretty quickly. Now, I'm not somebody that drinks all the time. I do have the occasional drink, but alcohol, if it is your master and you can't control your alcohol, and when you get bored, the first thing you think of is going for a drink, this is going to be a really difficult industry for you, because if you're good, you're going to be sitting in your bar, and even the most popular and the biggest bars, from time to time, you're just sitting there and there's 4 walls. You're talking to nobody, and so you're going to get lonely. And if your idea of dealing with being on your own and lonely and maybe having a few problems in your life is to go for the bottle, it's not going to be for you. Also, people that are kind of gossips and are always got information. If you're that type of person that as soon as you hear something, you want to get on social media and tell people all about it, or when you tend to meet people, the first thing you do is you say, oh, have you heard about so-and-so? Yeah. These people tend to not make good bar owners as well, because people want to relax in a bar and make friends with a bar owner or manager who is trustworthy. And if you're talking constantly about other people, especially in a negative way, eventually that is going to turn around and bite you. I'll give you an example. If you hear some news about the bloke who owns the bar up the road, for example, and it's negative, say, oh, he's had an argument with his wife or whatever, and a customer comes in and say, hey, have you heard? Oh, Billy up the road with Billy's bar, he's had a problem with his missus. You don't know the relationship between that customer and the guy who owns the bar. He could go straight to Billy, or whoever it is, and say, do you know what? That bloke in the bar up the road has been talking about you. And all of a sudden, there are issues and problems. Also, if you're the type of person, and I see this all the time, and again, I've been a bit judgmental, but you're the type of person that gets personal and private messages from people, say on Facebook Messenger or whatever, and you're showing it to people. Hey, have you seen what he said to me? People send a private message because they expect it to be private. And I always say to people, if you send me an email or a private message, it's private, it's between me and you. I don't go around showing messages either from Westerners, customers or girls or anything like that to other people. Don't forget, you might have customers who are married, who have girlfriends that may be coming into your bar, maybe buying drinks for, or even bar finding girls from your bar. They want to feel that they have a trustworthy relationship between you, and you're not going to be the sort of person that says, hey, you never guessed so-and-so was in here and he bar find X, Y and Z. Because not only does that really annoy the person that you're talking about, but also actually it annoys the girls as well. If the girls feel that you're the sort of bar owner or bar manager, boss in the bar, who's always telling customers who they're going off with, they're really going to get fed up with you pretty quickly, and you'll soon find you've got a bar with no girls in it. Also, there are just people in life that just seem to get more problems than others, and I can think of two people that fit this category. If you know people, or you're the sort of person that every time you go out there seems to be a problem, and I'm not talking about getting in a fight or something like that, but if you're the sort of person that loses their phone all the time, or just always seems to get into problems more than other people, then maybe this sort of way to earn money, buying a bar and owning a bar, won't be for you. Because if you get problems outside of the bar, you can be sure that you're going to get problems inside the bar as well. Also, there's the old rule about don't poke the payroll. If you're the sort of person that is a bit of a playboy, well, this is Pattaya, I understand that. But if you're the person who is not going to be able to resist sampling the goods on offer, then that's going to be a huge problem for you, possibly. I do know guys that do that all the time and never get a problem. But if you're a Casanova, you're going to be going off with the girls in the bar. Seriously, it's not a good idea. And also, if you're a single guy and you're always bringing girls into the bar that you meet in iBar or on Thai Friendly or something like that, again, doesn't look good for you. You lose a tremendous amount of face and respect from the girls in the bar. So try not to do it. It happens sometimes and you can't help it, because girls are just excited because you're the bar owner and they can get lots of face. But if you can, don't do that. Don't get girls into the bar. If you're somebody that won't be able to stop that, if you're still in holiday mode and doing one girl in the morning and two in the afternoon, if you haven't been able to stop that after living here for a while, maybe owning a bar isn't for you. A lot of people talk about, are you a people person? What is a people person? If you're a people person, you'll make a good bar owner. I'm a good people person, or he's not a good people person. Well, a people person can be somebody that's always going around shaking people's hands and talking to customers. Although I have to say, there are a lot of people that go to bars that really don't want that attention from a bar owner or a bar manager. And in fact, one of the worst things that you can do as a bar owner start talking to people and always holding the conversation. So it's, I did this, then I did that, and this is happening in my life. That's always a bad thing. Part of being a good people person in a bar is having the art of listening, being able to listen to what the customers say, which, what, where, who, why. Leave the conversation on the customer. How are you? How was your journey here? What was your flight like? What's your hotel? Is it good? Would you recommend it to other people? What are your favourite bars? What do you enjoy doing? Keep the conversation on a customer. And if you're that sort of person that can get that balance between being informative, maybe being a fun person and telling a few jokes, and also feeding the ego of the customer a bit and making that person talk a lot, and being able to listen and make comments on what that person is saying, then that's going to be a real positive as well. So being a people person isn't just about being the huge personality in the bar. That can get so boring so quickly. And again, don't go around speaking to everyone and making conversation. Some guys just want to come in, maybe speak to a girl and go off. And equally, some guys want to go in and speak to no one. They just want to have a quiet beer, maybe watch the football or just watch the world go by. So being a good people person, you can talk, but you can hear and listen as well. I want to say something right now about partnerships. Now, maybe you're thinking of buying a beer bar or a go-go bar, and whatever it is, ladyboy bar, gay bar, whatever it is, but doing it with other people, maybe a partner or 2 or 3 people, or somebody has approached you to be an investor. Now, the first guy that I ever worked for in Pattaya, he had this saying, and he used to say, partnerships. One of the things he should have said was, don't film a video with a motorbike going by. This guy used to say, partnerships, battleships. And he always used to say that when you went into partnership in a business sense with people, especially in this town, it always created problems. And I've got to be honest, almost every partnership or shareholders that get together usually have more ups and downs than you would have, for example, if you had a partnership back home. Now, having said that, partnerships can work, but be very careful about choosing partners or shareholders that you want to come in. What is their obligation? What are the things that you want them and the qualities that they bring to the table? So remember, I was talking about maybe you're a plumber or an electrician or in IT. Have those people got any of those skills? Also, look at their friends. What kind of friends have they got? Are their friends really annoying, loud drunkards? Because you can bet your bottom dollar, as soon as they become a partner in your bar, or you join another partnership, those people are going to be in your bar drinking. If all their friends are really annoying and you don't like them, you may really like them but you don't like their friends, then that can be a huge issue. And also, of course, the character of the other partners, the same as what I've asked about yourself. Look at them, be judgmental. Are they drunkards? Are they people who are trustworthy? Are they people that people gossip about in town? Are they people that are going to be a positive role model in your bar? Are they people that are very good on social media and have big followings? These are the sort of questions you must ask. Don't forget, partnerships, battleships every time. And another thing is the amount of partners that you have in an organisation. When it's 2, usually that has more chance of working than anything else. When it becomes 3 or more, then it's usually 2 against 1. If there's an argument, and there will be, I guarantee there will be arguments as you go, and usually they're right at the start. But it's going to be 2 against 1. 2 guys are going to agree with something, and there's going to be 1 out. So make sure that the amount of partners is so low, and you all have well-defined roles within the company, and you all know what everybody else expects out of that partnerships. And above all, look at that person's character, look at their personality, and look at their friends. Are they the sort of people that you want to do
So
business.
there you have it. If you're interested in buying a bar or a business, or maybe becoming a shareholder, there's lots more information in the box set. It's a 9-part box set, which is in the members area. To join, just press the join button on the home page of this channel. You can do it on an Android phone, but you can't on an iOS device. You have to go to a computer. Press the join button, and from just £2 a month, you can get all that information. You can just join for 1 month, binge watch it, and then you can not be a member. Up to you. But I'd love to see you in the members, where there's lots and lots more content as well. So for me, Mr. Egg, for this week, see you next week. Bye.